Greetings, YouTube. Daddy Stain here with Daddy Dan Blog. Monsters are out there. Monsters everywhere. Monsters are coming. Beware. I'm taking a look at Marvel comic books Beware, number 7 from 1974. Part of their big monster series where they're always throwing something creepy and haunted and scary out there. So, let's check it out. Inside the front cover, we get this cool guy showing you all his muscles. He wants to be in a Tarzan movie one day. And you could order this back in 1974 and got yourself into shape. We start out with a little story called Double Feature about this goofy bastard here who owns a movie theater tonight. They're having a double feature. Oh boy, the excitement never stops. But early on in the theater, this old goofy guy with an axe approaches him and says he needs an alibi. He's going to sit down in there, he's going to watch some of the movie, he's going to slip out and do something dastardly, and that guy, you're going to give me the alibi, so he says. So, in Full Panels, brought to you by the Daddy Dan Blog, I'm checking out a really cool comic book, a Beware, number 7 from 1974. It was sent to me in the mail by this dude named Mr. Blondie from out west somewhere, and I appreciate it, Mr. Blondie. I always love it when people send me comic books, so you sent me one, and I'm going to review it, of course. I got it sometime in February, and I'm just now getting around to it. Oh my God. Anyway, that goofy bastard with the axe, he's a true psycho. He goes in, he sits down, he's checking out a little bit of the movie, he's watching what's happening in this double feature. And the double feature, just for your interest, is called March for Murder and Trapped. I wonder if that means something in this story. Anyway, guys sneak on out of the theater. He slip out the back door. He goes and does his dirty work. He killed the shit out of his girlfriend and her secret lover while he was at the theater, getting him a alibi. And then we get these really cool ads for Bicycle Moto X, where you could race bicycles all around the country and win 99 cents. And you could take that 99 cents and send it to this asshole, and he'll send you a book and teach you some karate. You got them 99-cent monsters and all the other crap you could order, and I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this one before. I guess you could join the damn oil company, too. Hey, Michael Marone, you want to do some reading about this? And hell, it don't even want to focus, does it? You can do some reading about this if you want to take the time to focus it and read it and all that shit and learn about the mobile oil company you could be a part of. Oh, my God. And the story rolls on. Doopy Dude does the deed. He kills his girl. He kills her lover. He sneaks back to the house. But next morning, the police show up and say, you under arrest for the murder. And the guy's like, well, no, I was at the theater. And he gives his little alibi story. He says, you can ask the guy, I was at the theater last night watching that double feature. And the guy's like, oh, no, you wasn't, dumbass, because the theater burned down. Shortly thereafter, this goofy bastard got the chair. Well, Dave, I'm sorry about this one. I don't know if you want to call this comic book the good stuff or not, but since it was sent in by a subscriber, I felt guilty, and I felt like I had to do it sooner or later. And what's the best time to do it? Sometime around Halloween, right? And the next story in this comic book is called The Stormwalkers. Oh, my God. We look like the goddamn Titanic comes sailing along right here. What's the name of that boat? Bellure. At least it's not Titanic. They're on the boat. They're getting weird messages. They don't know what's going on. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what's going on. You could have got any 15 records you wanted for a penny. Yes, it's true, and I sent them a penny, and I got 15 records. But I don't know if I ever bought any more at regular club prices. But I got 15 records at my mom's house. I got 15 records at my grandma's house. I got 15 records at my aunt's house. I got 15 records at my post office box. I got a lot of 15 records. So in this quick little story, the guy on the radio aboard the big ship, he's getting some messages, and it says, hey, you're going to get some visitors. And just then, he says they're going to be great people, and people seem to be like they're in some kind of a goofy-ass trance as a spaceship appears above the ship and little green men with helmets start coming out. You ever seen Mars Attacks? This might not go well. Yeah, that's right. Here they go. They're going around the ship collecting up food, collecting up supplies, taking blood samples from the crew, and everybody's just all happy with it. And then we get more commercials because apparently Marvel got paid by the freaking ad. Big money to put all this stuff in the back of their comic books. Hey, check out that eerie skull flashlight. It was 2 inches long and made of plastic. It looked like crap. And if you bought this electric amp, the only problem was it needed batteries? Oh my God, it didn't plug in the wall. And no, you can buy shit below wholesale for like 82-cent camera right here, and you can sell it for $1 and make you 12 cents if you work for Grit. So in this wonderful story, some UFO guys come down, they rob the ship, they take blood samples, they steal supplies, they go back up in their little ship, and they fly away, leaving everybody bum-strutting and trying to figure out what just happened as the UFO sinks beneath the waves and becomes a submersible UFO object in the worst UFO story ever put in a comic book. That was a true piece of shit. Oh my God, now we're going to get the secret of the haunted picture. Oh my goodness. This old guy's worn through the what? He found him an old house. He's going to check it out. He's going to go say, hey, I'm interested in renting that old. And 5 seconds later, the man in shadows rents him a house, and he's all happy with it. Did the asshole just touch him with a magic wand? Anyway, the painter guy moves into the house, and he's painting up a storm. Every picture he paints seems to feel like it's real. It comes to life for the people that paint it, and people buy his pictures, and he's getting rich and motherfucking famous. Of course, when you paint pictures in a cursed house, you know what's going to happen, right? Every picture you paint's going to suck people in. It's going to cause them to disappear and cause problems around the world. And when Warren woke up, he had no clue what was going on. His bright lights flashed all around him in the house of horrors he rented. And of course, we're going to get some more freaking commercials. You know, that's true. Hey, look, it's Iron Man. I remember Iron Fist. I remember old Iron Fist. I recognize that face. I liked his comics back in the day. And I'm sick and tired of my job, aren't we all? Everybody who ever had a job got sick and tired of it. And here you can get books to learn how to be even sicker and tireder of it. So, old painter dude's going to go through a couple of pages of torment and torture. For every picture he painted come to life and sucked him into it. He lived through the Nagasaki atomic bombs. He lived through Atlanta sinking. He lived through being attacked by some freaking Indians. He lived through storms, and his girl come by and said, what the hell's going on? But everything seemed normal. He didn't know what was happening. He just said, wow. And the girl and the guy drove off, and they had... Well, we won't say that, but anyway, they come back to the house, and she dropped him off, and she went looking for Jimmy again, and she couldn't find Jimmy. And it seems like I dropped him off, and 5 seconds later, it seemed like it was years that had passed, which is a strange thing, right? And info panels brought to you by Daily Blog. You can check out more cool stuff you could have bought back in the day. Here goes some poems. I'm going to write Sarah a poem, and I'm going to send it to this company and get it published. It's going to be called... Now, I better not say that out loud, should I? And you could have had that karate thing, and you could learn to hypnotize people. I should have ordered that one. Maybe my life would have been a little bit better. And here's 10,000 other things you could have ordered, including this freaking penny. And this penny was worth a fortune. And on the next page, we got his friends of the artist discussing how he disappeared and the house was empty when they went back. Click, the light goes on and the artist wakes up. He's roughy going around the room going, wow, I must have dozed off. But when he opens the door, he finds out that his little house is now in that jungle painting that he painted. He's lost in his painting. Forever. The end. Next story, The Lonely Man. Boy, this is a story of my fucking life. I'll tell you what. Anyway, the lonely man's walking around with his glasses on. He tries to make friends with an old lady, but she thinks he's a perv. She wants to run off in fear. Some guy felt like they need to save the old lady from the old man because the old man acting all pervy, trying to get all fresh with old ladies and stuff. Oh my God, Marvel! More fucking commercials. And yes, here's more commercials in Marvel Comics. And in this one, they hit a famous stamp. It's the famous Hulk stamp, and I'm glad it's still in this comic book. You used to cut these out of comics and collect them, and you can have all of them, and people rent their comic books cutting out these things. You have no idea how many rare comics actually have their little stamps cut out. In my ignorant years, I actually cut a few stamps out and had them in a book till I realized better. But this one still has it, and that's a good thing. Anyway, you could have learned how to draft. You could have learned how. You could have bought old comic books from these guys. Hell, that was probably Jim Cornette right there. I ain't playing this old man off like Frankenstein. I couldn't make friends. So he wanders around trying to make friends till he meets a cemetery gatekeeper. You know, the guy who takes care of the cemetery at night. And they hit it off. They go in. They have wine like in a scene from Frankenstein. They're around the fire. What is this guy, half blind or something? Anyway, he's hanging out with the old dude. The old dude turns him over to the owner of the church in the cemetery. He says he might be able to help the old dude. And the old dude's like, I don't really need that help. I just think I know friends. And they take him over and they become buddy. But there's something weird going on with the guy he has chose to be his friend. And he's like, I've always wanted friends and I can't keep them very long. And this guy's determined to find out why he cannot keep friends very long. He pulls a knife from his coat and the guy says, are you going to kill me with that knife? And dude says like, no, I don't kill people. Then the old man takes out a picture of his father and shows it to the guy. The guy really wanted to know this man's secret, so he showed him. And it turns out the old man's dad was like a freaking cyclops. Read it for yourself right there. So I'll hold it for a minute. A one-eyed creature, a cyclops. And when he takes off his glasses, he has one eye, and it freaks the guy. And the guy goes, oh, my God. And he grabs his chest and falls to the floor in death. And you'll never have no friends because every time you take your glasses off, they die. You get freaked out because you're a cyclops boy. And that has got to be another one of the stupidest stories I ever heard in my life. Thank God this comic book's over. Never finished high school? Well, you could have sent in for this shit and finished it from Wayne's school. Right beside Wayne's house. Here in Wayne's World. I got a friend named Wayne that probably like that. Worthless crap on the back for sure. And that's my look at Beware. The monsters are coming. Beware. Number 7 from 1974. It was a pretty cool book. It had some really great art. It's drawn back in the day, and I liked it a lot. And I love the cover. The cover's just nautically awesome. Thank you, Mr. Blondie, for this rare comic book. I appreciate it. I'll put it on the wall very soon. Be sure to join me for my next comic book review when I check out something else. Till next time, Danny Staten on the Danny Dan blog. Like every day.